Nej. Afternoon, Ian. Afternoon, Edward.
Hello, team. Hope you had a nice day, boys. Get ready to twist and shout and wheel around. Just having a little warm up. I'm feeling a bit creaky this morning. One second. I'm hoping that when Ian puts his screen on, I'll be able to see him in that onesie still. I might still be wearing it. Leopard skin, head to toe, inclusive of tail.
From what highness.
Again?
Might be a bit too high. I'm Paul. It's all the boys.
It's all the boys in the house on a Sunday night.
It's not a Sunday night.
Oh, it's Monday, isn't it?
We've lost track of the days. Don't say it's Sunday. You put the children through that schooling today. Use portal to go check the Facebook.
For sure.
Give me some of your like.
Right, what?
Thing that way, so it was getting very cluttered but here.
Alright, I don't know. How are we doing, Paul? Ooh, where are you today? No, I think you should moonlight in Gotham City. Yeah. I think Chris needs to experiment with our tech. I'll let you know if there's anyone creeping up behind you, okay? It looks quite sinister behind you. How's your day been, Paul? Yeah? Excellent. Yeah, not too bad. A little bit fraught. The children are not particularly willing to settle down and do any work when I'd like them to. Just a bit of a juggle. Yes, I know. It would be nice. We're trying to mix it up a little bit to get some time outside and playing and what have you, and building Lego, things that they like to do. But we do have to balance it a little bit with some schoolwork. No, they're doing all right. So yeah, we're on. Well, yeah. I think as sort of more days tick by as well, it's becoming a bit more of a stale, bit of a grind. Just have to keep mixing it up a bit, don't we? Yeah. Oh, that's good. How's Linda? Is she okay? Yeah, good. Excellent. Ooh, I can hear music. And the day is singing along to me. So yeah, we're on Flex 14. It seems like an age since we did Flex 14. Well, this is the current round. This is the current Flex, but I've not personally. I know the girls have, but I've not done it for a while. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So we're going to. We have written some new sequences because we want new stuff for people to look forward to as well and have a go at. But we've got. The balance section. This one's tricky. Yeah, so you're moving from one side to the other. You're doing your chair, your forward folds, and then you've got your standing half move. You'll remember when you come back. We didn't do it that lot before we went on lockdown. We shall see how we get on. I'm feeling creaky and wobbly, so it doesn't bode well. Exactly. I fall over. It's been done before many times. Wow, what time we got? We've got 1:20 before we start. Welcome one and all if you're joining us on Facebook. And yeah, welcome to the Zoomers, so I can keep an eye on them. It's always a good opportunity to check out people's knees over ankles when you're doing Zoom.
I have two technical requests.
Go ahead, Chris.
If it freezes, it's my webcam that's causing that, so I can quickly jump up and unfreeze it, so I will be watching for that, so don't panic, I will sort it. And we're trying a new microphone that Jen's got on here, which hopefully that sound should be a bit better.
I'll try not to sneeze.
But it means that I have to come over here if I want to talk, and you can't hear me over there, so that's my microphone is not allowed to come out of the box yet.
Right, I am popping the earpiece out and we shall get going shortly. Okay team, welcome everyone to Flex 14. I'm going to start immediately, but if you have got some props that you'd like to grab, if you can get those now. You might want a brick or a strap, a book or a tea towel or something to extend the arms with, allowing you to rest on them. So if you've got something nearby to hand that you could use as a brick, that would be fantastic. Maybe a strap in there as well for some of the binds that we might get ourselves into.
Ooh.
So when you're ready, come on down. In fact, we're going to start on our backs today. We're going to start in reclined bound angle. So lying down on your backs, bringing the soles of the feet together and just letting the spine relax down on the ground. Don't feel that you have to press the lower back into the floor. Enjoy that little arch that comes into the lower back space. So let the knees drop out wide. And you can either take the arms along by the side body, or you can release the arms up overhead if that feels nice on the shoulders. So we're just going to allow ourselves 5 breaths here, just to start off this latest sequence that we've got going at Rise, Flex 14, that's where we're up to, round 14, shortly about to enter into round 15. So whatever's been happening during your day, I want you to just focus entirely on yourself, the breath, the body. And just maybe notice how you're feeling today. Don't overanalyze how you're feeling all the time, it's just not worth it. Just give yourself an opportunity to say to yourself, I'm alright, I'm ready to practice, I'm relaxed. You just need to allow the shoulders to be heavy, and the spine to be heavy, the hips to be heavy. Just rest those eyes closed. Feel the breath moving into the lungs, moving down into the belly, and then reversing that process as you breathe out, forcing the air back into the lungs and out through the nose or the mouth. Just give me another 2 breaths here. So as we move through our practice, some of these sections are quite challenging. I'm going to give you modifications throughout, so feel free to take any of those modifications. Even if you know you can take the harder option, sometimes it's just a nice way to take the practice a little bit easier. Final breath, inhale. And exhale, releasing the hands onto the knees, drawing the knees in together and shuffling the heels right up next to the bottom. We're going to float away through 3 little dynamic bridges here, so a nice way to open up the spine. So squeezing the glutes, keep the knees nice and stable. We're going to inhale, lifting the hips off the ground. We're going to roll up through the spine, maybe letting the arms lift up overhead as well if you want that nice passive stretch into the shoulders. Not staying up there too long. We're going to exhale our way all the way down. Have a little play around, have a bit of fun with this and see if you can lift up 1 vertebra at a time while keeping the glutes engaged and the tummy nice and tight. Letting the knees stay nice and stable as a result of those quads being switched on. Lying down when you're ready and taking 1 final round wherever you are. Well done. Inhale to lift. And exhale to release. Coming all the way down, reconnecting the spine to your mat, taking the knees in towards the chest, wrapping the hands around, just taking a little gentle rock from side to side, We're going to move our way up to seated. So if you want to roll onto your side and press your way up to seated, go ahead. Otherwise, take a little rock and roll up and down. You might take a couple of rolls just to allow the spine to feel like it's getting a bit of a massage there. Crossing one leg in front of the other, it doesn't matter which, but just remember which way you're going, because we're going to alternate the movement and that crossover of the legs so we feel even between the hips. So we're going to take a seated cat-cow. Some people like to take their hands onto their knees, some onto the floor. I quite like to get mine involved in pressing out in front. So as you can imagine, when you're taking a kneeling cat-cow, we arch through the spine and we lift up through the chest. So we're going to work with that option first. So inhaling, start to tilt the sit bones that you sat on, pressing the belly forwards, then extending up through the chest, through the heart, and really letting the throat open here. As you exhale, again, start that movement from the pelvis. Tuck the pelvis under, like somebody sucker punched you in the belly, rounding through the spine. And again, you can let the hands come down. You might want to extend through the arms here just to stretch out through the shoulders. So as you inhale, if you want to take that arm extension, you can lift, allowing the arms to travel back next to the ears, really pressing and lifting through the chest. Exhaling whenever you're ready, finding your cat pose, arching through the spine again, feeling like you've been wellied in the belly as you round there. One more, inhale to lift up nice and tall. Again, making note here of which leg is in front as you're about to change over. Exhale, release, finding your final flow on the seated cat-cow. Well done, releasing from there. This is it, swap those legs over, whichever leg was behind, come in front, and we're going to take a nice little twist with the breath. So taking a big breath in as you find the gaze forwards. As you exhale, release around to the right. Inhale back to centre. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So it's a nice little flow through with the breath. Not moving super quick, but just finding enough space in the vertebra. A little twist. For another 3, 2. If your preference is to hold, that's fine. And 1, well done. Taking a little roll forward here, planting the hands, feeling the ankles are stretched as we do so, and stepping back to find our plank pose. So if you're taking a full plank, make sure the hips are in line with the shoulders, fingers are spread, and we're pressing away through the heels. The butt's engaged, the legs are engaged, and we're finding a bit of space between the shoulders. If you want to drop down to the knees, that's fine. The more I talk, the longer you hang out in plank, which is good for me, it's good for you. Okay, hold in there for another 3. And 2, well done. And 1, take the weight forwards, find your low plank. Let the elbows come right next to the rib cage, low down to the bottom and hover for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up, press the chest through the upper arms as you find your lift, your upward facing dog. And when you're ready, exhaling, rolling over toes, on your way to down dog, let the gaze travel back towards the toes, let the head be nice and long, so the neck be nice and long as you dangle the head down. Just releasing it between the arms, through the arms. If you can, go squeezing the elbows in here, and just releasing the spine a little bit higher, the sit bone to lift, the legs are pedaling out, finding lots of room, lots of space here. Keep working, maybe having a bigger sway around to the hips if they're really particularly tight. For another 3, 2, and 1. Take the gaze to the fingertips. Take little baby steps forwards all the way to the fingers. Find some space in these hamstrings now. Inhale, halfway lift. Squeeze in the belly, squeeze the lower back. Find length through the spine. Exhale, release into your forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. Allow that flow of blood and that oxygenated blood to travel to your upper body. Letting the elbows catch in the hands or maybe releasing them down to the ground. You might fancy a little sway around in your forward fold if that feels quite nice. So no pressure here at all to straighten the legs. It's all about nice gentle bend through the knees. Pressing down through the balls of the feet. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. From here, bend the knees. Inhale, rise up tall. Reaching up. Take it off.
I gave you a mic that was turned off.
And exhale, bring the hands down through your heart centre.
Otherwise, there's all the fizzing noises right underneath it.
Just swapping my mic around. There we go. Alright, from there, as you lift, you may want to take a tiny little back bend here. Press the hips forwards, Releasing the gaze to the fingertips, and then inhaling, rolling all the way down, back into our plank. So coming back to our plank position, we're working into a scorpion with a knee drive. So when you're ready, inhale, lift up through the sit bones. Readjust your dog if you need to. Remember to keep the fingers spread out nice and wide, hands in line with the shoulders. Inhale the right foot high. Exhale, drop the right heel towards your bottom and open out through that top hip. Okay, let's drive. Inhale, bring the knee towards the nose. Squeeze in. Exhale to lengthen and open through that top hip. Twice more. Inhale, squeeze. So working the abs, taking weight through the shoulders, building strength. But then sweeping back and opening out into the hips. So final time. Inhale, drive forwards. Exhale, final release. Well done. Pop the right foot down next to the left. We're going to go straight into our second side here. So opening up through the left hip. When you're ready, inhale, left foot high, three-legged dog. See if you can press the right heel down. On your next breath out, draw the left heel towards the bottom and really stack the left hip on top of the right if you can. You can stay here if you prefer or take 3 knee drives with me. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, open out, nice and wide. Squeeze that glute, really firing up the buns. Squeeze in. And exhale to lengthen. Final little sweep forwards. You've got this. Squeeze. And release. Well done. Pop the left foot down next to the right and take the weight forwards. We're going to lower down onto the belly into a half locust. So releasing all the way down. Elbows should be facing the back of your mat as we lower down nice and slowly all the way towards the ground. So releasing the arms. You can either take both arms out in front, gaze down, or you can take both arms out behind, whatever feels more comfortable. I'm going to let my palms face in on this one. We're going to alternate our leg lifts. So we're keeping the chest where it is. We're going to inhale, lift up through the right leg, and exhale, lower it down. And again, lift up on the left side this time. And lower it down. Right, let's get the chest involved. Inhale, lift up through the chest, lift up through the right leg. Exhale, lower down. Left side, inhale, squeeze, chest lifts. Glutes are engaged, lower back switched on. 2 more, 1 more each side. So taking it a little bit higher this time perhaps. Squeezing the palms into face the side body. Releasing down, left side, final time. Inhale, squeeze to lift. And exhale, release. Well done. Hands underneath the shoulders, toes tuck, press back up, find your plank. So we've got a star plank with a press, if you like. You can alternate the tap out and a press just to make it a little bit easier. So we're going to take the right foot out, the left arm out, okay? So you've got the right hand underneath the right shoulder. You can tap it out and then bring it back to centre. You can tap it out the other way, right hand, left foot, back to centre, and keep working through those 2 options. If you want to come down onto the knees, you can alternate 1 knee lifting, 1 leg lifting, or you can take a press, okay? So whichever variation you want, lowering down, keeping that right elbow tucked in, and then stepping out and keeping the left elbow tucked in. Well done. Keep going for another 5, 4, really building lots of strength in the core here as well as the whole body. 3, perfect. 2, final time. And 1, nice work. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, back down onto the belly. Let's take a slow lower to get there. Squeeze the elbows in, take the weight forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, releasing down. Option here to take full locust, or if you fancy an upward facing bow, that's another alternative. So I'll show you both. If you're taking a locust, maybe even squeeze the heels together, arms released out towards the back body, towards the back of your mat. Inhale, squeezing and lifting whenever you're ready. If you're taking bow, take a hold of the ankles or feet, but make sure the knees remain in line with your hips. Inhale and squeeze and lift. So both back bends. Slightly juicier into the quads if you're taking upward facing bow, but really either doing pretty much a similar job. Opening out through the chest for another 3. Feel those shoulders really finding space. 2, and 1, release down. Well done. Take the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, press back up to plank, perfect. Rock it back to down dog. Have a little wiggle out, release that lower back from your back bends. And then we're going to be walking forwards, or even hopping forwards if you like. When you're ready, bend the knees Have a little float forwards and drop down onto the bottom. We're going to take reverse table or reverse plank. I'll leave that with you. Hands come down next to the bottom. You're taking plank, make sure the feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, squeeze and lift as we work into the triceps and the back body, finding the gaze up towards the ceiling. If you fancy a bit more challenge, you can take the hand and the foot to meet. Nice slow control switches if you're going for your reverse plank. Again, hands planted down by the hips. Inhale, squeeze to lift, and see if you can find that nice flat tummy, chest and legs as we lift up. Gaze towards the ceiling. See if you can bring the toes down to the floor a bit more. Hold it, hold it, hold it. For 3, 2, keep that breath flowing. Well done, we're nearly there. And 1, awesome. Drop the bum to the ground, cross the legs, roll forwards, hands plant, hop back, find your high plank, and we are done with plank section. Let's take the way forwards. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Coming into our balance section now. Exhale to down dog. Feel free to take a bit more time here. Have a little mooch around, find some space, and then making our way forwards. Get ready for this. You might want your block to hand. Have a little walk forwards, a little hop forwards. Finding your halfway lift, inhale, and exhale, releasing, finding floppy forward fold. So we're going to start off with a chair pose, and we're going to flow our chair, making it a bit more dynamic than a static hold. And then we're maybe even going to think about lifting up through the heels. So when you're ready, bend the knees, inhale to rise up and reach. Bringing the hands together, and releasing down through the heart center. Well done. So if you're taking chair pose, you can bring the feet a little bit closer together if you want to challenge the balance a bit more, or take the feet wider under the hips. So option here to come up onto the toes makes it more challenging. We can keep the heels firmly planted. All right, inhale, rise up. Exhale, down we come into our zigzag, our lightning bolt, our chair pose. If you've not got the heels lifted, I want you to press down through the heels so that you can give the toes a little wiggle here. Just making sure that the weight is in the right place, sending the sit bones towards the back of the mat, lifting up through the arms, and when you're ready, take that big deep breath in. As you exhale, release the arms out behind you. Squeeze the triceps, extend the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, rise up tall. Find your zigzag, your chair. Exhale, release. 2 more, let's go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Really therapeutic for flat feet if you suffer with a low arch in your foot. Inhale, rise up. Final time. Exhale, release. Well done. Inhale all the way up. Bringing the hands to our centre. We're going to roll down into a forward fold. So tuck the chin to the chest. Enjoy that curl down through the spine. Doesn't matter where you get to, of course. Just allow yourself to hang out in your forward fold just for a breath before we start our flow here. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Now you've got options. You can take the peace sign fingers around the big toes. You could take the feet on top of the palms, so the backs of the hands are down on the floor. Or you could take the hands around the back of your ankles, connecting the forearms to the calf muscles. So whichever variation you want to take, we're going to take an inhale and a lift. So we're coming into that seated position, so we're dropping the shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, we're going to lengthen out through the back of the legs, just as far as you feel comfortable with. No pressure to get the legs straight. Inhale to lift. Well done. Weight into the heels as you drop the seat down. Exhale to lengthen. Find a bit of space in the vertebrae as we hang upside down here. Inhale. And exhale, final time. Perfect. Well done. So releasing the bind wherever you are. Since we're down here, we're going to go straight into our next move. Now you might want to grab your brick and pop it underneath your left hand, or you may want to just use a bit of a knee bend here to connect your left hand to the floor. So we're taking an inhale. We're going to start to float up with that right leg. So you can keep the chest facing down for now. I want you to lead with the heel, so kick up nice and high. When you feel balanced, maybe bring the right hand to the hip and open the chest over to the right hand side of your mat. And you might stay here, that's cool. You might want to take the right hand a bit higher into the air. So you're stacking that right arm on top of the left arm. And we're kicking up as high as we can with that top leg. So this is standing half moon. For 5, 4, well done everyone. 3, moving into a pigeon chair next. 2, one. With focus, take the gaze down. Bend that supporting leg as you float up. See if you can catch the balance, taking the right foot onto the left thigh, taking the hands to the heart centre. Get yourself ready and balanced before you start to sink down into your pigeon chair. So great stretch for the glutes here. You can make sure that you are taking the weight into the left heel as you sink down a bit deeper. Okay, let's take a little twist here. We're going to take the right elbow towards the right ankle, taking a twist in our pigeon chair. So working into that rotation through the spine, keeping the back nice and flexible and mobile. Also building strength in that standing leg for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, full height. Take the left hand to the right knee. Release the right arm out behind you if you can, and find power and strength in that left leg to let you lift tall. Take the gaze forwards, to the right, or all the way to that back hand if you like. If you're feeling like an extension, you can take the toe bind if you want to. Okay, no pressure to do so at all. Really focusing on building strength in this base leg, as well as that focus and concentration required to balance. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, well done. Releasing into warrior 3. Shoot the right foot back. You can take the arms out wide if that helps you catch the balance here. You can take the arms out behind you. If you're feeling super strong, take the arms out in front and take 3 knee drives from here. Inhale, bring the knee and the elbows to meet somewhere near the hips. Exhale, extend. 2 more. Squeeze it in. Left leg's crying.
Calf on fire.
Yeah, 1 more. I'm wobbling all over here. Inhale, squeeze and release. Take that right leg behind the left. So you're taking a little crossover. We're going to take a forward fold from here. So take your breath in. As you release your breath, start to fold down nice and slow. Just hanging out here in your forward fold. By having the legs crossed over like this, it just allows us to stretch out through that front leg a little bit more. So it's almost like a semi-inversion when you take this head down below the heart. Just release here. It is a challenging sequence, that one. We're going to swap over to the second side. Who knows, you might be better, you might be worse on this side, but it doesn't matter. You are where you are. It is what it is. Just flow with it. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Well done. Rolling all the way back up. All the way back up to full height. And release that right leg back in line with the left. Give your left leg a shake if it's still feeling a bit knackered. And let's go on our second side. Are we ready? We're going to take a float down and take a standing half moon. So this time, inhale, rise up with the arms. Exhale, release the hands down towards the feet, but this time it's going to be the right hand that plants. Think about lifting up with control through that left leg. Make sure that standing base foot feels connected to the floor. Remember, you can keep the chest facing down if that feels like enough. Maybe then starting to open out. Don't think about wobbling, Jen, or you'll fall over. Taking left hands to left hip, kicking up as high as you can. Really working into the glutes here, maybe extending your left arm nice and high. Maybe closing the eyes, maybe floating your bottom hand off the ground if you're feeling super balanced, which I am not today.
I'm all over the shop.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
It's like there's an earthquake going on.
For 3. Think about where we're going next into that pigeon chair. 2, kick up high, activate that back leg. And 1, floating with control, so you can do it without putting that left foot down. There we go. Taking left foot onto the right thigh, inhale. When you're ready, don't rush it, come down into your pigeon chair. Oh yeah, that left glute was really needing this. Ooh. So allow your lifted foot to flex if you can, sending your sit bones towards the back of your mat. Lifting up tall through the spine, really feeling that brace around your centre as you connect the lower back and the core. Okay, should we have a little go at a twist? Think about the left elbow coming towards the left ankle on the exhale. Taking that twist. Nice work. Holding there for 3. 2. Standing knee lift, maybe with a leg extension next. And 1, good. Inhale, come back through centre. This time as we stand up tall, we're going to take the right hand onto the left knee. Release the left arm out behind you. So really avoid leaning back if you can. Maybe let the gaze move over to the side or even to your back hand. Perhaps we think about taking a bit more of an extension through the leg if you feel okay with that. Well done. Hold it for 3. Lovely job. 2, how's the earthquake going over there?
It's calmed a little.
And for 1, shoot back with that left foot, find your warrior 3, extend away, float the arms out. I always feel like an aeroplane when I'm doing this. Or maybe take the arms out in front. Let's go, squeeze in those abs. Knees and elbows crunch past each other. Extend, find length. 2 more, squeeze in. Right butt cheek on fire. Extend, 1 more. Squeeze in. And then release. Well done. Left foot crosses behind the right this time. Taking that nice slow roll and release down. Just let the arms dangle down. Let the head be heavy. No pressure to get your knee anywhere and your nose any sort of close romantic relationship. Just hang out here. Enjoy that space created in the body. For another 3, 2, and 1. Taking the hands down, bend the knees, load, step back, finding your plank pose, taking the weight forward. Let's transition, stretching out, lowering down to your low plank, inhaling, finding that squeeze and lift into your upward facing dog before rolling back into your down dog. Well done, everyone. I'd like to say that it's over, but it's not. We've got our lunge section coming up, but it's only a short one, but it can be quite tough depending on which option you're taking. So from here, we're going to take the right foot into the air, breathe into that 3-legged dog. As you exhale, bring the right knee forwards towards the chest and pop the foot between the hands. If you need to take a couple of shuffles forwards, that's fine. Turn out the left toe, so you should have that heel to inner arch alignment. Windmill up with the arms. Option here to take the right forearm down onto the right thigh and extend away with the left arm. If you're feeling it, let's have a go at that Bikram triangle, finding your James Bond shooter fingers. Really think about opening out this top shoulder here as we extend, but bring those hips nice and low. Make sure that the right knee is tracking in line with the hip. Full, steady, deep breaths. Find strength in the breath for this one. Pressing down to the outside edge of that left hip as we draw the left hip and the left shoulder back. Well done. Hold in there for 5. We've got this. 4, 3, 2, keep sliding the shoulders away from the ears if you can. And for 1, now bring your left hand down. You can take it onto the floor, you can take it onto a cushion, a brick. If it's not good for this back left ankle, keeping the foot where it is, just pivot and take it into a twisted lunge instead. So we're taking a revolved extended side angle, left foot down inside the right foot as you rotate up with the right fingertips. So feel strong through that back leg, but if you have got any pain in the ankle or the knee, then just flip the heel into the air. So keep the hips heading down towards your mat, really working into that rotation. Nice juicy squeeze for the internal organs here. Well done for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take the gaze down and everybody come round to lift the heel on that back foot. Shuffle the right foot out. We're coming into lizard pose. You can stay nice and high in your lizard. If that feels nice, you can have a little roll around here, strengthening into the inner thighs and the muscles in the front leg particularly. But you might want to drop down onto the back knee, maybe untuck the toes. It's entirely up to you. If you're feeling like you want to come down onto the forearms, that's cool. Or if you've got a cushion to hand and you want to take that option. I'm quite enjoying just staying up quite high today and just allowing the hips. This is all geared to opening up the hips, releasing a bit of emotion and tension that we might be storing here. For another 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful stuff. Take the hands around and walk them to the left-hand side of your mat. As you do so, pivoting on the feet and coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So make sure that the feet feel like they're parallel. You can support yourself with your arms if you like. We're going to have a little go at a twist. So taking the left hand down, rising up with the right arm, maybe extending the right arm down the back, Maybe releasing the left arm underneath the leg and taking the bind behind the back of that left leg. If that's not working for you, just maintain that nice open lift or anywhere in between. So working at a level which suits you. Weight into the balls of the feet once more as the sit bones are nice and high. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, gaze down, release the hands, walking the hands all the way back round to the front foot and then stepping that right foot back to meet the left. Realign yourself on your mat, spread out the fingers, have a little wiggle, little down dog dance, and let's go on our other side. Inhale, left foot high this time. Exhale, draw the knee through centre between the hands, turning the right toes out. Option to windmill the arms up and over, or maybe take your extended side angle here. Remember, we've got the Bikram triangle variation for you if you fancy it. So drop the hips down, extending the arms. So we're looking to find length through the arms, so decreasing that bend through the elbows. So you can see my knee here. If it's dropping into centre, I want you to press the knee towards this long side of the mat as well. Keep working on peeling this top shoulder open a little bit more. And if you want to release your Bikram triangle and find more of a lift through that top arm, so expand through the chest, that's cool. Hold there for another 3 breaths for me, wherever you are. Well done, try not to hold the breath. Really working into the side body here. One more inhale. Well done. And exhale. We're ready for that revolved extended side angle. Remember, option to press down through the outside edge of that foot that's at the back there, or you can pivot on the back foot and lift the heel. Completely up to you. So taking a rotation through the waist, through the centre, as we lift up with the right arm, but keep the hips moving down rather than sticking the hips in the air. Okay, so really working hard into those hips in this section. Keep feeling that breath, allowing you to stay steady and strong. One more here, inhale. And exhale, gaze comes down, left hand comes down, and we all pivot on that back foot. Then heel toe that front left foot out a little bit so you can bring the left hand inside the left foot. And again, option to just wiggle around here into the hips, preparing for our hips and core section coming next. Or if you like, you can drop the back knee as before, or you can drop to the forearms if you want to. Any variation which is feeling nice in the body this evening. For 3, 2, and 1. If the knee's down, lift up the back knee and start to walk both hands around to the right hand side of your mat. Again, taking the feet to parallel, maybe even turning the big toes in ever so slightly. And from here, taking a breath in. And either taking the left arm up towards the ceiling this time. Maybe taking the left hand down the back, maybe taking the right hand behind and finding the bind there. Deep, steady breath. Any of these variations are fine. Looking good. Well done, everyone. 3, 2, and 1. Float down with the left hand. Awesome. Come back round through centre and step back with the left foot. Perfect. Let's transition. Ripple the weight forwards. High plank. Squeeze those elbows in. Low plank. Inhale, up dog. Got a little balance to play around with next. Exhale, back to your down dog. Okay, we're going to hop our way forwards towards the front of the mat with the feet outside of the hands if you can. So working into a yogi squat, you can turn the heels in slightly. You can drop the bum down towards the ground. You can use the elbows to press against the inside of the legs. If you've got a block and you want to sit on a block or something nearby which is going to assist you with keeping that back nice and straight, go for it. Or if you want to have a go at this shoulder press stand which we've been working for, lift the bum up a little bit into the air, allowing you to snuggle the upper arms behind your knees. From here, have a little play around with dropping the weight down and lifting up the feet off the ground. Okay, so allow your heart to lift, your chest to stay open, and have a little play around just with the balance there. Building lots of strength in the wrists, and it really opens up the upper back as well. Okay, wherever you are, drop down onto the bottom and extend out. We're going to take Marityasana. Now, if you've got a tea towel or a strapped hand, it might be beneficial. We're going to take the right leg long. We're going to take the left leg all the way over onto the outside edge of your right. And this might feel like enough, so if you don't want to take the bind, you might just want to take a little twist. Okay, so twisting to the right. If you're thinking about, to the left. If you're thinking about taking the bind, we're going to take the left hand up in the air, reaching around in front of the left shin so the palm faces up, and then taking the right hand all the way around to meet. That's it. So you might be able to grab onto your t-shirt, you might be able to take a hold with a strap. Keep the toes lifted on that right leg, so you're active in your right leg as well. If it feels okay to do so, you can start that movement forwards into a forward fold variation. Whatever feels comfortable. Well done. Full breath in. And out for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, release. Taking the right hand and wrapping it around your left leg, planting the left hand down by the lower back or your bottom, and really hugging in this knee. You'll feel that lovely stretch through the IT band as you hug in there. Again, keeping length and strength through that right leg. Full deep breaths, lifting up through the chest, letting the spine be tall for 3. Well done at home. 2.
I like sitting up tall.
And for 1, awesome sauce, good stuff. Releasing from there. Let's go into the other side. So extending your left leg long, taking the right leg up and over, so the outside of the left thigh. If you're taking the twist, we're going to be twisting towards the left. So you're taking an open twist. If you want to have a go at the bind, you can take the right hand just in front of the inside of the right leg, taking the palm up towards the top, and then see if you can bring the fingertips together. So taking that inhale to lift, and then see if you can find that evenness between the sit bones, maybe extending forwards a little bit. Perfect. Nice stretch into the lower back here, also the middle back as well for 3, 2, and 1. Also releasing there and taking our open twist, sweeping round with the right hand all towards the lower back, hugging the right knee with the left arm, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale and exhale, slowly releasing round. Just thinking here about how relaxed the abs are feeling, maybe, because we're about to switch those abs fully on. If they're about 30% now, get ready for 100%. Coming at you in a sec. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. As you exhale, turn the gaze towards the front edge of your mat, releasing your right leg long, coming down onto our backs. We're coming into a hollow body hold now. I'm going to give you some options here. You can take the knees over the hips. You can allow the palms to face up towards the ceiling next to the body. If you're going for it though, feel that connection with the lower back to the floor. Take the arms up into the air. So you're making that lovely little dish shape. Try and lift the shoulders off if you can. Squeeze and hold for 10. 9. Well done. Keep pressing the lower back down. 8. 7. 6. Extend away through the fingers a bit more. 5, 4. 3. 2. And 1. Release. Good job, everyone. Well done. If you need to hug the knees and do so, we're going to go straight into some dynamic bridges from there. Planting the heels down next to the butt, arms long by the side body, and let's rise up, just as we did earlier with the warm-up. Inhale, rising up nice and tall, stretching out, and then exhaling, starting to lower down. So on this next one, I'm going to give you the opportunity to stay in your bridge pose, because it's going to be prep for our wheel that we're going to be working into for our wildcard. So as your hips get to their highest point, you can bring your hands together behind the lower back, interlocking the fingers and really walking your way onto the shoulders. allowing yourself to lift up a little bit more, making sure that the chest comes to meet the chin as you fully engage through the back body and the glutes. You might even want to float up onto the tiptoes. And if that feels like plenty, that's fine. Just keep working. This is stage 1 of your open wheel pose. If you want to have a go at bringing the hands underneath the hips, offering a little bit more support and a bit more lift. Alternatively, you could pop a brick underneath. Keep squeezing and lifting, just developing a little bit of stamina here for that wheel pose that we're going to work into for our wild card. 3, 2, and 1. Wherever you are, nice slow release down towards the ground. Well done. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. Have a little wriggle. Press the lower back down into the floor now. And then making your way up to seated when you're ready. Okay, so as I mentioned a couple of times there, we're going to be working into wheel for our wild card. That's a bit of a mouthful, wheel for our wild card. There's a couple of ways you can do this. I'm just going to show you an option against the wall. Some people struggle with the shoulder strength and the flexibility to push up. So one thing you can do, probably better right here, is just standing about a foot away from the wall, taking the arms out behind you and pressing the hands flat onto the surface you've got, and see if you can start extending the arms. Okay, so just see how it feels in the lower back. Okay, and then have a little play there, extending the arms, taking a rest. If you feel like you're not able to get out of it, one way to do it is to twist to the side rather than trying to get yourself up that way. Another little trick which might work for you is to use blocks, pillows, whatever you've got really, and take your hands onto these blocks. If you've got a surface that you're confident and you can, they're not going to slide away, you can place the bricks against the wall, and you can imagine as you put your hands against them, so they're coming behind you essentially, if you put your hands against them, it's going to allow you to press up a little bit easier. So using the bricks underneath the arms, underneath the hands, or maybe underneath the feet. So essentially what we're aiming for here, as we just did in our bridge, we're aiming to take that lift up through the spine, but at the same time bringing the hands down by the shoulders, squeezing the elbows in, fingers facing the shoulders, and just slowly rising up. And it might be, if you feel like you're confident you've got enough strength in the arms, you can come on to the top of the head, but you've got to take lots of strength and weight through the arms, and then maybe start to lift up from there. Maybe coming onto the tiptoes, really stretching into your wheel pose, aiming to strengthen out through the arms, through the legs, and slowly releasing down whenever you're ready. Feel free to keep coming back to this and practicing different ways, maybe using the bricks as I mentioned. But from here, we're just starting to work into some releases before we settle into our Shavasana. So I always think it's a nice way to find a spinal twist after you've taken a wheel. So extend your right leg long, draw in with that left knee, and when you feel ready, extend away with the left arm, slowly drawing the knee across the body. Nice stretch to the thigh, nice stretch for the lower back, maybe turning the gaze away. And just being proud of what you've done today. Every day is different. As long as you're here, committing to your mat, good things will happen. Don't worry if you nailed the pose in the previous session but you couldn't quite make it today. There's obviously a good reason for that. Just listening to your body the whole time, accepting where you are, in the here, in the now.
Sometimes there's an earthquake, isn't there, Jen?
Sometimes there's an earthquake and you can't even balance. Inhale comes through the centre and swap it over. Take the left leg long, draw the right knee in, give yourself a squeeze, just releasing into the back after those huge stretches. Taking the right arm out, exhaling, rolling over to the left hand side of your space. Maybe turning the gaze over towards the right. Really focusing on the breath, allowing the breath to release that lower back. It goes into protection mode. Perfect. So you're ready. 3. I'm ready for Shavasana. 2. And 1. A little squeeze of the abs as you come back through centre. You might want to finish off with some drawn circles through the knees before You head on down into a final resting pose, whatever that might look like. If you've got your cushion and your brick to hand, you might want to pop that underneath your lower back. I'm feeling that today, that's what I'm going for. Making sure you feel supported. Finding corpse pose, or maybe enjoying a reclined butterfly, bringing the soles of the feet together maybe, and allowing the arms to just be in a comfortable position away from the body or up above the head. Nice deep breaths.
Bizarrely comfortable.
Whatever position your body enjoys being in, allowing yourself not to think of whether you're wanting to shift around or not, but thinking about staying as still as you can, finding the breath, and finding as much space and relaxation as you can. Every body is completely different, bodies are very, very different. How one person feels in a particular pose might be completely different to somebody else. Inhale, following exhale. Feeling the chest lift, the belly rise. And just let the body be overtaken with heaviness as you breathe out. Letting go of all of those hard working muscles. Two more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Inhale. Nice big one. And release. If you've got a prop, just pop it out of the way. Maybe start to take the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock from side to side. Maybe a happy baby. Maybe some more knee circles. And when you feel ready, joining me in a comfortable seated position. So you can stay down on your back if you're still knocking out some cool down poses, that's fine. I'm going to take a big breath in here to round off our practice. When you're ready, sweeping the arms high, filling the body with that good stuff and releasing that bad stuff. Well done, folks. Pleasure to practice with you all this lovely sunny evening. Take care. Namaste. See you soon. Well done, folks.